Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Skyforge. During the last part, I completed the Factorium, so in this part, it's night time to pay a visit to the island where the Herden Temple is located at. Before that though, let me quickly run down some of the changes that occurred between Part 46 and Parts 47 and 48. You may have noticed this during the Factorium adventure, but now enemies have a prestige rank instead of a prestige number. This change was added in the Return of the Serpent Queen update, as the numbers were becoming hard to read at endgame, where some players reached an excess of 1 billion prestige. The old prestige value, now called prestige points, can be seen by hovering over the prestige rank progress bar in the menu. In addition, in the capital, the altar has been removed, and the Cathedral and Tower of Knowledge have been modified. The full list of modifications will be listed in the description below. But the gist of all this is that the devs have slowed down the progression and made it occur in more discrete chunks rather than gradually over time. I honestly don't approve of most of these changes, and would rather have the older system reinstated. I would rather have a more gradual sense of progression. Oh well, at least you can now do an infinite number of quests at the bastions until you hit the predefined form or season cap. That I do approve of.
Gods are with us. The Fates sent you to help us again. This time the mission seems fairly simple. You need to track down a sea creature and kill. We need to place a few surveillance drones in various spots on the island. Let's start with the first gallery of the temple.
Welcome to the small tropical island where Herden Temple is located at. Captain Artis will once again be our navigator and commander. Thankfully, the island is mostly clear of Aelion citizens, outside of a few scattered rescuable folks. The two quest chains of this region involve thwarting the suspicious Oceanid activity in the area and slaying the ancient Ong leader Tempestus. We'll mostly be facing Oceanid forces, but there will be some Fightonite scouts to the north. Because the island is small enough, I'll be completing all of the quests in this part. As promised, I'll be swapping over to using the Slayer class. The Slayer is a melee-focused attack class that focuses more on assassinating and debilitating enemies. If anything, this is Skyforge's version of the Assassin or Ninja classes in other games. In addition to their quick basic combos involving their twin swords, they can throw shurikens, pull themselves to enemies, pull enemies toward themselves, stun and interrupt enemies via backstabs, lay mines, enter shadow cloaking where they're invisible to foes and immune to incoming damage and control effects, and throw smoke grenades to disorient foes and regenerate dexterity, which is their power source. To be honest, this is one of my less favorite classes in the game. I find the sneaky stabby playstyle to be not that powerful in most PvE content, at least compared to other classes. I prefer approaching combat more directly. Also, of course, I'll be changing up my current attire to be of the Slayer class. I'll do this again during the late 19-minute marker of this video.
containers over here. I'm sure we can learn more about them in Alinar. Let's take a sample. We should destroy the rest of the containers. Great, the drone spotted our target. You have the coordinates. Hurry!
I wanted to take a quick dip here in one of the temple's pools, but I didn't realize it was that deep. Again, Alion's immortals seemingly cannot swim, and instantly drown if the water level reaches their heads.
was here recently. We need to scan the place to determine where we should go to next. The scanner indicates that the creature is heading for the coast. I think you should place a drone there. It will help us control the situation better. This Kappa is dangerous. Soon its offsprings will follow, and the island will be crawling with these creatures. It would be wise to get rid of this Kappa right now. clearly trying to distract us. Or buy time. These creatures look like the one we're chasing, although ours is bigger. The scanner shows that the subject is up ahead. It must not get away this time. Hurry!
The ancient Ong leader has escaped the vicinity, but don't fret. We'll be confronting it at the end of this region.
escape through the underground tunnels. We need some time to determine its location. You can clear the island of the sea creatures completely. We should not let them settle anywhere for long. While we're trying to figure out where this creature went off to, you can eliminate another target that is just as important. The Kraken on the upper tier of the ruins. Hurry! Do not build. Might be good to find out what it is.
Another shallow water drowning death to add to the list. As I speculated before, if the Oceanids could flood entire regions, they'd almost automatically win complete control over them, as the Ilion Immortals cannot swim, and seemingly cannot hold their breaths, unless Flavius decides to build some devices to take care of these problems.
Titanite scouts. This place is becoming more and more dangerous. I'll add this to my report. That's strange. Get the data from the computer if you can. I'll add them to the report. Another research of the Phytonites. Unauthorized and without military escort. I don't think any of the scientists survived. We won't even find the bodies. We spotted this creature in the shadowy lagoon. It won't get away this time.
With all that work done, it's time to dispatch the leader of the Oceanid forces here and the boss of this entire open world region, the ancient Ong leader Tempestus. It's effectively an upgraded version of the regular Ongs we've been facing so far, though with much greater durability and some new attacks. As long as you have enough might and pay attention to its attacks, defeating it won't be much of a problem.
As always, I should say. Hopefully we'll meet again. Over and out.
Alas, this marks the end of Herden Temple. We've destroyed the Oceanid strongholds on this island and killed off their leaders. Their armies will leave this sacred region alone for some time. However, I completely expect them to mount another takeover attempt on this island. After all, the island's mostly defenseless, and it could be used as a base for initiating assaults onto the nearby areas. Although we've seen the tropical island trope used before in Skyforge, I prefer seeing it over the next iteration of grasslands or forests. So in the next part, I'll be switching classes and venturing into the Eskenian Peninsula. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!